Hey, good morning, world. You're in the office with Joseph Skoda. G.I. Joe Skoda. In fact, I'm in a new house today. I just moved recently to a different neighborhood, a different town, near where I did before, and still the central coast of California. I love it. I'm still moving in. Things, when you move, you expect certain things. When you buy a car, you look for certain criteria. When you're in a relationship, the expectations usually are high. But sometimes we fall a little short on our expectations. And we're not getting the satisfaction that we wanted or that we needed. You ever hear that song? I can't get no satisfaction. I can't get no satisfaction. But I try and I try. Yes, I try and I try. Woo! You know what I'm talking about. We have certain expectations in a home, in a car, in a relationship, in a school, in a job. And sometimes those I'm going to call them needs, aren't quite met. Now, why is that? Are we wrong for having certain expectations? And when we let down, we feel we're not being satisfied. We're not getting that satisfaction in our lives that we wanted and, quite frankly, we need in some cases. Or are we just too stubborn? Things have to go our way or the highway. Quite frankly, our way or the highway. And no one gets hurt, right? Now, I'm talking about the satisfaction. Sometimes one thing will satisfy us one day and maybe not the next. Take a relationship, for instance. Now, we fall in love or infatuation or whatever it is, and things are going great for a few days, and then a few days it's not quite the same. Did that person change? Or do we kind of change? Because sometimes we're not being satisfied. We don't let our partners know what's going on or how they can help us, and vice versa. We need to help that other person also. But if we don't open up that dialogue and have that communication, not just with relationships, but at jobs, coworkers, friends, neighbors, the list goes on, or even our animals, and we don't let them know what's on our mind and what the improvements or what we're looking for, we often fall short time and time again. Therefore, we're not getting that satisfaction. Take, for instance, In the Office with Joseph Skoda. This show I have done well over 100 episodes, and I love it. And some weeks I'm really on key and have a message I want to share. But there are times where I fall a little short, even though I may have a clear message, it doesn't quite come out the way I want it to. And quite frankly, nine times out of 10, it's my own fault, either due to lack of preparation and sometimes just time, because when we rush things, we're usually not getting satisfied either. And neither is our customer, our potential customer. So every time we do a video like this or write a blog, an article, someone calls us on the phone asking us for help, they are our customer and they deserve the best that you and I have to offer. And understand, if we're open in our communication and let them know when things aren't quite going as well as we expected for that day or even that week or month, we just need to let them know so we can kind of all work together and have just a little more empathy than we ever did before. Like I said, I'm not getting no satisfaction. Those are my parents on the wall behind me, and my two brothers, and another picture of my brothers and my children, and people very important to me, of course. But there are many times I've let my parents down. Many times I've let my brothers down. And more often than not, of course, I've let my children down. Is it my fault? Maybe. But maybe their expectations were too high. Maybe they thought I was going to do something that I couldn't or shouldn't or didn't want to. Or maybe I thought I was doing everything perfect and it didn't come across that way. So what are you and I doing to ensure that when things don't go right, that people around us know it and can show the empathy and maybe step in when we're falling short. Because we do fall short, even when we talk. And you know, I'm a Toastmaster, and I talk on a regular basis, usually to the constraints of a 5 to 7 minute speech, and I get evaluated for it. And sometimes I'll be the evaluator, and sometimes I'll be a grammarian, sometimes I'll be the timer, sometimes I'll be the Toastmaster of the day. And throughout the month, I rotate through all of those positions because that makes us better. We even have a thing called table topics, where it's an impromptu speech. Someone may ask you a question like, why aren't you being satisfied? And it gets you off guard. You have 1 to 2 minutes to tell us why you're not being satisfied. Now, that may not be the right question, depends on your audience, but you can say, why are you not satisfied in your home or in your job or what you're driving with? And you may be satisfied. So you can turn it around and says, no, I don't like my job a lot, but my car, I love my car. It's what I always dreamt of. And the point of table topics is to get you to be able to speak on the spot, off the cuff, of something you're not prepared for. And that helps us in real world situations when we're invited to a party or coworkers are nearby, or quite frankly, in the line at the supermarket. Someone asks something outside of how's the weather, or what do you think about the job, or who's getting elected next, or whatever, those basic things we talk about. But when it gets a little deep, like, hey, what do you think about this proposition about environmental issues? Or, hey, where do you like to vacation? Or what do you recommend for a lawnmower over here? And if you can learn how to speak off the cuff and have intelligible conversation and communication with the other person or persons, it is so much easier to build that confidence. And that's what we do in Toastmasters. We develop confidence, whether it's off the cuff or a prepared speech, or to give an effective evaluation for someone, or even lead a meeting. So those are one ways to help us get a little satisfaction, because we're giving of ourselves and we're opening up that communication to let other people know what we need and how they can improve. I know how they can improve. Trust me, it goes the other way too. They are often telling us how we can improve. And when we're open to that advice, recommendations, critiques, we can all become better. Now, getting back to that, not meeting expectations, maybe not having the job we want, not having a good relationship the way we desire to, it all has to do with communication and our expectations, and a little bit of respect. RESPCT, what are you going to do to me? RESPCT, oh, hold on. You know that song too. But we're talking about respect. And that's Aretha Franklin, and I get no satisfaction is Mick Jagger from the Stones, of course. So two good songs. And I routinely have some kind of music in my head throughout the day. Just kind of keeps me motivated and going on. But sometimes I'm humming, and I don't notice it or recognize it, but it gets pointed out to me. I can be humming when I'm eating, I can be humming when I'm sleeping, and it gets pointed out to me. But that's just part of my character. And people have to set me a little bit for who I am, so they're satisfied. Because if you can't be satisfied with your partner or what you're doing, there has to be a little tweaking involved. Are you going to be the one tweaking yourself, or is the other person going to be tweaking themselves? And quite frankly, more often than not, we both have to do a little tweaking, a little adaptation, a little empathy, a little understanding, and more importantly, a lot of communication to get what we want out of this world, and for others to get out of us what they need so they can move on and live a fruitful life. So I'm going to challenge you today to go out there and maybe do something different that you don't normally do. I love coffee. I could drink 6 or 7 cups every morning and sometimes even in the evening. What if I spent a couple days and didn't drink any coffee? Maybe just water or fruit juice. Or what if I didn't go to the gym but once a month and I started going every day? Try changing up your routine a little bit and see if you're satisfied a little bit more. And maybe you're coming across as a better person to those around you. Yeah, I know. I don't need to change. I'm fine. They don't like me. They can move on. Yeah. Whatever. We are social beings and we need one another. And we need that person smiling in her face all the time. And sometimes we need that sourpuss just to kind of put things into perspective. Whatever it is, we need each other. And don't be afraid to ask one another for what you need. I need that smile. I need to be around positive people because there's negativity out there. But if I build myself up with positive energy before I go out there, then I can maintain my peace, my inner peace within myself, and life kind of turns out to be okay. Anyways, we often disappoint our parents, our siblings, our children, our grandchildren, our neighbors, or workers. Find out why. Find out if they're satisfied with us. Not always the other way around. I'm not satisfied with you, Mom. You don't cook like you used to, or hug me, or whatever it is. And we all have those things, and we have to get through it. But it's open communication. And with a parent, as we grow older, just our relationships change. There's still a love and compassion there, but the relationship changes a little bit. And when we can learn how to adapt to that, it's okay. It really is okay. I'm glad to have adult children right now, totally different than when they were kids. And they come to me for advice, sure, but it's a different dynamic today than it was 10 or 20 years ago. Anyways, these are some of my advices. If you're not getting satisfaction, I can't get no satisfaction, find out what you could do differently and better and ask those around you. And trust me, they'll have something to tell you. Anyways, have a great day. You're in the office of Joseph Skoda. Check out social media shows. We have a lot of other shows that have inspiration, motivation, ideas that can help make your life just a little bit better. Have yourself a great day. Bye now.
In New York, so his job is very hectic, and he realized that it is necessary for him to go and finally take a vacation. But he went on a vacation without planning out the details, and wasn't able to truly enjoy where he went because he had to think about so many things that he didn't plan for. Instead of enjoying his time away from work, he came back with more stress that he was not able to take full advantage of his vacation. But this year, a coworker suggested him to try World Ventures this time to make his vacationing more enjoyable and less stressful. They do not require you to plan anything outside of your transportation, which is also available at discounted rates. Your stay, your transport, and many meals are planned by the club. John liked the idea very much. He tries World Ventures, and his experience with the club was amazing, as he made many friends there with whom he had a great time. John recommends that everyone should try this club, as they are the best in business. See how the VIP-vacation-club.com can give you the right experience without all the hassle. Enjoy the VIP experience that only World Ventures.
Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how? Well, your opportunity starts with us on social media shows. We have 20 shows a week live streamed across the globe, with a reach of over 80,000 and growing. So you can host your own show, and you can be anything you want to be. So let's bring the community together, and let's bring the world to you. Join us now. We've reached the age of live streaming on social media shows. You may ask, we're already ahead of the curve, so why do you need to advertise with us? Well, only 8% of the businesses in the US are using digital advertising to grow their business. That's 2 percentage points short of reaching critical mass, which will lead to faster results. We have 20 plus shows with a reach of over 80,000. We'll give you commercial ads, website link, and connections to nonprofit organizations. So get your brand ready for digital monetization, for we are looking for sponsors, which will bring more traffic to your business and ultimately mean more sales. So let's bring the world to you. Inquire.
Hello, everyone. You're in the office once again with Joseph Skoda, Joseph Stephen Skoda III, G.I. Joe Skoda. Boy, sometimes I get tired of hearing myself talk. And sometimes people around me, well, not sometimes, but often, more often than not, they get tired of hearing me talk. Sure, I have something inspirational and motivational on a regular basis to give, but every now and then I fall a little short because I may lose my sense of adventure. Like my hat, it's the hat I like to wear when I feel adventurous. Is there anything special you like to do when you feel adventurous? Or what is an adventure to you? Now, many of you know I'm involved in, well, a lot of nonprofits, but one of my companies that I work strongly with is called World Ventures. And I often put my commercial in my shows and so many other shows on the social media shows network because even though we're in a pandemic of sorts right now, we have been for the last, well, quite frankly, almost a year now, it's time to get out again and start planning the perfect vacation. Now, it doesn't have to happen this week or next month, but you can start planning today. You can start figuring out where you're going to wear your crazy hat or crazy swimming suit or whatever it is, wetsuit. For instance, I like to scuba dive. And I've scuba dived in Brazil, the Philippines, Saudi Arabia, Italy, Japan, all over the U.S., of course, different places like that. And really enjoy Panama. Oh, that's some great diving. I actually got to scuba dive in the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean on the same day without flying anywhere. Can you imagine that? That was part of my adventure way back in the day. And I want to go back into diving. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a few years older when I was as active as I used to be. I get a little colder now in the water than I did before because I live near the ocean now, near Pismo Beach, California, and the water's cold. I still love living near the water, but it's cold. I don't get in it that often, not even with the wetsuit. But don't get me wrong, a lot of people that grew up and lived here most of their lives are surfing each and every day. That's just not my adventure. But what about ziplining? Have you ever ziplined? And let me tell you, ziplining through the forest and the mountains is great. Have you ever ziplined down Fremont Street in Las Vegas? Right there, they got the overhead and the lights and the planes flying overhead. You can zip line down that and see all the casinos below you and all the people looking up at you. That's an adventure. If you haven't experienced, go out there and experience it. See, it's never too late to plan a vacation. Las Vegas may not be your thing. And quite frankly, I used to go every month before all of this happened in the world. And I'm going to hopefully get back and start going again on a more regular basis. Quite frankly, that's where my studio is. And for social media shows, that's where our studio is. It's a lot of fun. But there are places outside of Las Vegas that are fun. Hoover Dam, just down the road. Boulder City, Colorado. What about the Grand Canyon? That's all nearby. Or go up towards Utah. There is a lot to see within 100 miles for most of us. Well, maybe 200 miles if you live out in Nebraska or something, but whatever. There are places to see it in 2-3 hour drive if you can't fly there. Now, I've gone on a lot of cruises. In fact, I was on a cruise this past year, New Year's Eve, just before this pandemic hit. And it's going down into Mexico, and I routinely take 1 to 2 cruises a year for the last 5 or 6 years. And I love the Caribbean and the Bahamas, and those are my favorite places. But I still want to take that Alaskan cruise, and I still want to go to Europe and take cruises out there, maybe the French Riviera or something. So that's part of my bucket list and part of my future adventures that I personally want to do. Now, here's the issue. I don't have a full-time job. I'm semi-retired. I'm retired from the Air Force, and I have income coming in from that. I have income coming in from several multiple streams of income of different businesses. But some of my friends cannot just get away. Well, why is that? No, I understand. If you love what you're doing and you're working forever and ever, and you just love it and you're making a difference, go for it. Don't let me or anyone tell you differently. But you and I could still work on multiple streams of income. So when we're able to take that vacation break, whether it be a week or a month or a few days, that we have the resources to do so. Quite frankly, I could get up tomorrow and fly to Africa if I wanted to because I have those resources. No, I don't have enough to fly to Africa every week or every month and everywhere else in the world, but I do have resources to get up and go almost anywhere when I want to. But let me tell you a secret. It's so much more fun to bring someone with you. Hopefully somebody you care about and love. That makes it even better. Now, nothing's wrong. Obviously, I had my career and real happy with it, and I have my different businesses and real happy with it. And there are times we just can't get away. Totally understand that. But if we plan now, we plan today what we want to do 2 months down the road, maybe 3 months. Maybe we want to go to the Big Easy in New Orleans. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to have the Mardi Gras like they have in the past, or even Carnival in Brazil. They're probably not. But they're going to have some kind of entertainment. And right now, flights are cheaper than any other time, and so are hotels and resorts. Now, I belong to a company called World Ventures. And seriously, we give a VIP treatment for thousands of locations around the world. Thousands. Every day of the week, there's somewhere we can travel and experience 4 or 5 star treatment. Not a Motel 6 and go to the lobby to get your frozen donut or something, but a real experience where sometimes or often dinner's included or breakfast is included, excursions are included, and you travel with people in this company and you start sharing ideas and views and getting invitations to go on different trips with them. No, I've done that during the cruise. Is a lot of fun. I've spent even time in Scottsdale. I spent time in Manila. I spent time in France and in other places, Canada, and I'm getting invitations all the time to go see different things. Hawaii's not bad when you're traveling in a group and you're safe and things are kind of arranged for you in a way outside of most people's regular vacation. Now, I did a video not too long ago, and you can actually see it on here, VIP vacation club or VIP vacation club.com. And you can see I could go scuba diving or fishing now, and I don't have to bring all my fishing gear with me or my scuba gear with me. It could be waiting for me right there on the beach or the boat, wherever I'm going. Now, some of that gear can be pretty heavy. It can be exciting to, obviously, if you're driving, nothing's better than having your own gear with you. But if you're traveling across country or across the world, it's better to have stuff there waiting for you. And you can worry about other things in your life, like having a good time or when happy hour starts or whatever that may be for you. The life is too short. And we don't need to be working 40, 50 hours or 50 years to try to enjoy 10 or 15 years of retirement later on or 20 years of retirement. Sure, we may be living longer, but living longer, as we know, taxes are still going up, prices are still going up, our quality of life is questionable. And how many of us in our 70s want to go ziplining or scuba diving? Maybe you do. If you're healthy enough, go for it. I hope I'm healthy enough. Well, make a decision right here, right now, today, to go plan a vacation 2, 3 months down the road. I don't care if you take one a year. Say, okay, July 4th, Independence Day here in the U.S., I'm going to go here. Or in August, I'm going to go see Lake Tahoe. Or springtime, I'm going to enjoy my spring break in Japan or Australia. Make those plans. If you join my club and actually just put away a little bit of money every month for a spectacular deal, airfare, food, all these things included, you're going to save a lot of money and you're going to have an experience of your lifetime. Because when we get out of all this chaos in our world, chaos in our lives, our heart pounding, our brain exploding. We don't know where we are, who we're talking to sometimes. It really is a beautiful world out there. And we can just shut social media off for a while. Not social media shows, but social media, especially the news on TV, and find that inner peace and learn how to relax once again and get our adventurous spirit back where it's supposed to be. Like this adventurous hat, huh? There's an adventure just waiting for you. Just waiting for you. And a few years ago, I was a couple days before Christmas. It was up in Cambria, California. And just a couple days before Christmas, I met this older lady, and she had her, I think her daughter and son and grandkids with her on a vacation. And she told me that they don't share presents every year. They put their money together and take a vacation somewhere different. Somewhere different. She probably still has little gifts for them and does things for them throughout the year, if not on Christmas itself. But the experience, the memories that they are creating as a family is more important than any stuff you could put under a tree. You want to put something under your tree right now? Sign up for VIP-vacation-club.com and take a loved one on somewhere special and create that sense of new adventure that you never thought possible. Have yourself a great day. Life's too short to be stuck at a job all day. If you love your job, fantastic, but take those breaks. Take a week off every few months if you can. I don't care if it's a 3-day weekend every other month. Enjoy it to its fullest. Because it can all be taken away. Our health can all be taken away. So make sure you enjoy each and every moment. Once again, in the office, with Captain Joseph Skoda. Have yourself a great day, and I really hope to see you out there vacationing, because you know I will be. Have fun now. Bye. If you like, subscribe to our channel or on any social media platform, Instagram, of course, Facebook. Like, subscribe, share. We appreciate it. Let us know your thoughts and join our team. Anyways, we appreciate you staying tuned week after week, day after day, because we continuously build up our network to bring to you what you're asking for. Have a great day.